ba-loo, ba-boo-de-ba-boo, doopy-da-ba-doo. Hey, hey. Up, doop up doo, up a doo, up a doo, up doop up dub doo. Hey, hey. Doop up doop up doo, doop up 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 hey, hey. Doop up doop up doo, doop up 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 hey, hey. Doop up doop up doo, doop up 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 hey, hey. Boo up boo hey beat up 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 boo up boo up boo up boo hey beat up 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 boo up. Where's my continue watching? I see. Oh, thank you very much. Where am I up to? Number 7. What? I wonder whether I have any other. Hey everyone, welcome back to Drybed Canty. Last time we started work on this line out here for the machines. I think we now have the planks set up. We just haven't actually put a train on it. So let's go ahead and put a train on it. But we also need to set up a line for our steel. So we're going to be doing that this particular episode. If we still have time, we'll get onto the machines as well. Or sorry, the goods, because we're doing the machines. It's been a long day. But yeah, we'll hopefully get this all set up. So we have these two over here. It's a shame that we don't have a coal nearby that's workable. Maybe we could use one of these over here. I think we discussed this last stream actually. We could potentially bring it up by boat. That would be pretty cool. I think we're going to need to build out some train stations here, really. So if we take this, come down to here, come out at 90 degrees, then hopefully we can put in a train station here. That connects there, perfect. I might as well just take this back as well. Right, how's the... It's not really level here. What we could try doing is smoothing this. And then if we build down like this and across, and hopefully we can, I can't actually see whether that's connected. Yes, that is good. Build another line here. So we could go over fairly easily, I think. But I don't know whether maybe we want to go under to allow this crossing to go under, or over even. Right, there we go. Let's go underneath. go up to both of these. And we'll come back like so. There we go. That gives us a nice way to connect into this down here. So I don't know whether we might be able to get away with going underneath the mine. No, we can't. So we'll try and connect in. Now, thinking about this, we probably want this one to go down to the factory. And we may well want this one to connect into the other mine. So having a separate couple of tracks might be a good idea for the tracks coming across. Here we go. I'll tell you what, we could make use of this actually and put another line. I was going to say we could put another line through, but it looks like, oh, why has it turned these on again? Here we go. So this will allow us to come out on the other side. We probably want to actually stay that height for a little while. And then come off further up. And that'll become the connection in on this side. So we could do something like that. And then the connection on the other side would just connect off opposite. Something like this. But that does mean that then there's a difficulty with getting these to where they need to go. We could use trucks. So we could use trucks from here, bring them up to this spot. And that might do a fairly good job of delivering most of what's needed. I don't think it will do the entire lot, and to be fair, that's not that far of a distance. I would imagine they would use trucks. But maybe we do need trains really in the long run. It's hard to say. I think the biggest problem is, where are we going to get the coal from? We could possibly bring it over. Do a connection through. The only slight issue with that is that these ones are right-hand drive, and this one specifically, I think, is left-hand, isn't it? Yep. So that might cause a bit of an issue if we want to then connect them up. I haven't actually put in any stops for this one. So if I do stops periodically along the way, that should help those trains get to where they need to go. And this is for this train, isn't it? Where is this train at the moment? Looks like it's coming back from Henderson. It also looks like we've dropped off some food at Henderson. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting actually. How's that done? Oh wow, pretty well. Well, maybe once it makes its way over the hill, because there is a bit of a hill here, and then it's making its way down, it's going to start to make a bit more money when it drops off the rest down here. tell you what, it would be good if we could pick up tools on the way back. The only problem is the junction is just before where the tools for Fontana would be. But that would make it quite efficient. Let's bulk that up to 10 vehicles. It's important that we actually deliver these. Only 53 is actually getting to where it needs to go. San Diego is only getting 30. Oh, San Diego's needing bricks. And it needs goods. I think this is brand new. So that actually comes straight down from the factory. Oh, that's cool. That's really good. Okay. Let's hook these up. Just so then the line can do a bit better of a route here. So yeah, what I was saying was we can probably continue lines down to here fairly easily. It's what we do about connecting them into here. To be fair, we could just use the double slip here and connect them through like that. But it's not really the best solution for it. We could possibly connect them in on this side of the station. If we just have a crossing like we've got on this side, then they'd be able to cross at this point and ultimately go through. We could also just continue this line down, maybe have some sort of crossing here, connect into the coal mine down here. There's obviously a few different options. I don't know which one to go with. It'd be beneficial if we don't have to cross this, because then we're not affecting another line on top of the one that we're crossing into each side. It's also a little bit convoluted if we were to connect these in. Maybe we could do like one coming off like this, and this one would be to go over, wouldn't it? So if we maybe take this one further back, I think we should be able to connect that in at that point. And then we can go straight over here. And then come off at somewhere like here, connect in there. And then in order to actually connect the other side, I mean, we can't connect here because it will break the farm. But we could come down like this. I wish there was a way to take it to a point where it would just start to bridge, because we don't want it to be too high. There we go, starting to bridge. So it'll go over the other one. Right. I hope. Oh, no. It's not high enough. So if we maybe go a little bit further. Keep this flat through here. And then if we just bring this down for a second, back down to normal. And if we could just connect in, that would be great. And then we just want to connect into there. Like so. So we now have those connected and they're crossing. So they will be the right directions. Could we maybe have a line break off from this and go underneath this way? Something like this. And with... Alright, this bit's going to be a bit tricky. We probably need this part to be ground. And then if we delete this thing, and I'll probably put this back over here. We then want to connect in a train station over here for the coal. we go. I just wanted to make sure that we were the right side of it there, and we are. So if I put these back in, this will be a very straight route through. And while we're at it, did we want to get some ore? Iron ore. Because we have an iron ore here that's not going to be here for much longer. And truth be told, I don't know whether we'll actually be able to connect this one in. I suppose we could do it the other direction, maybe. Or maybe even have the station be this direction. So it just goes straight in, and this connects in with it. That could work. I mean, the distance would really suit a truck, but unless I don't think we've got dump trucks. I don't really want to give it a try. Because ultimately the amount that the other trucks that we have at the moment can do, it won't really do it justice. But anyway. Oh, what's happened here? We could potentially use this tunnel again. To then allow us to connect these in. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Connect this to here. Don't know what just happened there, but it broke it. Take this along to about here, I'd say, and then we can connect that in. So that allows it to go from this side to this side of the track. This other one is relatively easy because it's the right side of the track. We can just connect it in like so. And then we just need to work out which way's which. Even though it's just the opposite of what I normally do, so left-hand drive. If I do it wrong, it's going to cause problems. So I'd rather make sure it's right. There we go. Right, okay. So we did a crossing here. This would be like this. This one down here would be like this. We want some crossings up here. Oh my goodness. It's been a long day. Right, we could do these the right way around actually, just to confuse matters. Right, and then which one of those is which? So this is right-hand drive. This is a left-hand drive. This is left-hand drive. So left-hand drive, left-hand drive, left-hand drive. Left-hand drive, left-hand drive, left-hand drive, left-hand drive. Right, we're set up. So does this connect to that? No, it doesn't actually. Let's try putting a road down this side. Let's keep this flat. Connect that into there. And hey presto, that's gonna work. Down here we haven't put any stops in, have we? Okay. Coal and iron. Coal and iron. Steel. Down to here. So that's all set up in terms of the actual lines. So we would need two trains, two trains, for the gondola. So coal and iron, that is. In fact, I can put one on this line. One on this line. And then we need two... Well, no, we want one train, actually. One train. Flat car. With side stakes. Going on this line. So that one will be going backwards and forwards up to the actual machines factory. Has this done any yet? No, it hasn't. Why hasn't it? I guess it just hasn't quite got to taking logs to the sawmill yet. Yeah, it hasn't actually received any logs yet. Oh wow. We have a whole load of food here. Let's get these. Oh, we have run out of money. Right, in that case I'm going to hit play, because ultimately these are ready. They just need to fill up down here. Unload here. Fill up here. Unload here. And for each one they can use the additional. We want them to fill up. This one's coal, oh, or iron ore even. So they need to unload their iron ore. They need to fill up on coal. Unload their coal. Use the other one if needs be. Down here they want to go to number 6 or number 5. Fill up on steel. Down here. Use number 2 primarily, but they can use number 1. And they're just going to unload the steel there. So, this is rail, cargo. Do we do it as coal? Yeah, coal. Iron. And this is in Marita. Number 1. This is number 2. This is steel. Henderson. So these are a green colour. And then the steel line is a navy. No, it's not quite that one. It's that one. Is it that one? Yeah. That colour blue. And that's all set up. So it's going to take a little while for these to actually get to where they're going. We're not got a loan on, so ultimately they're going to make money. And although it's just going to take a little bit of time for them to get to where they're going. It might be worth us trying to increase the connections for these. It's taking them a bit of a while to actually fill up that siding. So if we maybe put in road here, that connects in, that connection here somewhere where it's not too slopey, then that's a lot more coloured in. This side's a bit difficult because we're actually on the opposite side of the road, so we're a bit stuffed there. We can't make this one go faster. We could flip it onto the other side. Something like this. That will increase the amount of time it takes to, or reduce the amount of time it takes to put iron ore on this side, so that can increase the amount of ultimately the amount of iron that we can ship in any one specific set of time. It'd probably be worth having a couple of stops for this one midway through, because where it splits here, it's gotta actually get to where it's going. Here we go. They're starting to get down here. That's good. How's this food line doing? Oh, it's almost full. San Diego's not getting enough food. Is it stuck here? Yeah, it looks like... Wow. Look at how many things we've got here. It might be worth splitting this out. So if we put in a second line here, do it as number 3, fill load, load up on these things, and then take that to say this one, where it can unload. Then what we can do is remove this particular stop, and if we name that number 1, we can name this one number 2. And considering it's a green color, I'll probably go with another green. Why is it using number 1? Oh, hang on, what's going on? It's this one that I was on about. Right, so if we then get a bunch of vehicles for that, colour them the right colour, of course, because otherwise it's pointless. And then it's gonna distribute that out, I think. Yeah, it already has. To what's needed, and these 10 can then carry some of the load. Cool. How's it doing in terms of actual capacity? Yeah, it's overflowing, but hopefully if we've doubled up the amount of throughput, hopefully it will reduce how much is actually stored and start to move them all. That's the plan, at least. That's pretty cool. Okay. So, in terms of this train is going to North Las Vegas 1, which is here. Thank goodness. It's going to go to this one first and not go to the one over here across the map, because it would take a little while. Let's try increasing this one's amount of connectivity. I wish this actually did something, but I don't think it actually does, other than the speed at which these fill up. I think it does, but I don't actually know. I'm suspicious that it doesn't. But it should do, really, because you're adding connections to it, and it is categorized, like it does have whether these are connected very well or not. How is this connected to this? Does it do it through the station? That's weird. I didn't think that would work. Wow, we are actually unable to deliver. Okay, maybe we need to do the same thing here, have 2 lines, because we're not delivering enough of the goods. It seems like it's almost all going at one point, not the other. Let's give this a try. Number 3, number 4. these ones. This one exclusively. Right. So if we call this one number 1, we'll call this one number 2, and then we just need a similar color. Maybe like this. We'll do the dark color first. Doesn't really make much difference. Almost. There we go. So that will start using the second one now, I think. It might need us to remove this one though. And to be fair, we could probably push this further away, like out over here. To try and make the most of it being 2 lines. Let's just double check that covers everything over here, this covers everything over here. It's mostly just going to cover that stuff. There's a problem with the train. Which train is having a problem? No path. Oh. Where are you trying to get to? Here. You should be able to. Oh, hang on. No, there isn't a path. Okay, yeah, we need to put in a thing here. Oh. And then there should be a path. I'm going to do the same on the opposite side. It's just basically a connection route through that they need. Yeah, basically the train couldn't get onto this track because we had pretty much built it independently of everything else. So no wonder it was having some problems. 291, 303. Which one's this one going to first? This side. How much capacity does it have? 288. So we'll have to wait and see how much this actually brings through. But I'm excited to see them start to take shape. But on another note, the only thing that we haven't got over here now... Oh, actually, hang on. We haven't built in a connection to take the machines anywhere. Oh, right. Okay. Yes, we need to do something there. I'm in half mind to use this road coming out here and just deliver machines to Henderson using a road line. But for everything else, so what other consumers does it have? It's got Atlanta, it's got Birmingham, it's got not Charleston, not Delhi, Fontana, it's got Henderson, it's got North Las Vegas. Every single one of these needs machines, and I think I'm gonna try adding another line in here. We might actually be able to do it by going underneath here. I didn't realize there was a bridge. So how many of these are on this side of the map? 1, 2, although we're going to try trucking those. 3, 4? 4 of them. We might be able to do a couple of different trains. The only problem is we don't have a way of connecting in. I suppose we could always just come back. So the problem is we don't have a way of going back from here this way. I suppose we might be able to do a crossing for this one because it currently goes in there and then up and out. We could possibly put in that flyover that we were talking about. So how would this work exactly? These are left-hand drive, so this would be in. I mean, this line doesn't actually go anywhere. We put it in here so that we could connect to Henderson, but it doesn't actually get used. So for all intents and purposes, we could just use this line, bring it out this way. It would probably be way better the more we've got. Way better. So let's give that a try. So we would probably want to connect in somewhere along here. It might actually be quite good to have split off this way, and then to do a loop. Oh, that is quite high. Put something in like this. And then all of a sudden, as long as we remove this, we might as well actually have a decent connection in. There we go. That's now a connection in down to North Las Vegas, which will be quite handy going forward. Oops. There we go. Right. All of a sudden, this area is looking very busy. I wonder whether we're starting to bring in the coal and ore and things. Steel lines going back. We need to actually put in connections out, don't we? It's going to be tricky. Let's just add some buildings here so it looks a bit more uniform, and then if we put in a crossing here, so we'll need to do a train line actually Atlanta's also there, so we've got North Las Vegas of Atlanta, we've got Fontana, and also we've got Birmingham up there. This one's getting pretty busy. How many vehicles do these have? Quite a few, actually. Okay. Worth bearing in mind. So we'd have to connect in Atlanta, I feel. But we could probably get away with maybe connecting in maybe 2 of them currently. So we put it on number 3, it can use number 4, it needs to fill up on machines. We could send it up to, say, Fontana and Birmingham. So machines there, machines there. We haven't actually done machines yet. What colour haven't we used? We've got reds for the bricks. We've got white for stone, blue for these. Green is also blue. Fuel's orange. Food is a turquoisey blue. Coal and ore is green. I don't think we've got brown. We could do a brown. Yeah. Brown for machines. There we go. So that's set up. We just need a train to do it for us. Boxcars for the machines. Put that on machines to Birmingham. It's going to go to Fontana on the way. Deliver some machines. I really feel like we should upgrade this actually to be a through station. We shouldn't really be putting all of our traffic. If we check the lines, didn't we just buy that? We'll need another one down the line anyway. There's a fair few lines here that are all going through this one station, so we should probably expand the station a little bit and allow a through line. So I'll go ahead and put that in now. So if we just take off this platform, put on 2 more sets of tracks. Then we can put on the platform on the other side. We don't have enough money. Okay, there's definitely taking out a loan time because we can't leave this not done. I probably should have checked how much money we've got before doing this, but hey ho, you only live once, right? So then we could split it off. I think it should be fine if we just split it off here. Connect this into this side. This in down here. Maybe have a little bit of a exit run. Right, has that put everything on one side? It has. Which side is it that needs to be the other side? This one, I'm guessing. I think that's correct. So we've run out of money again. It's getting ridiculous. Right. So we're going to need to put in a little connection for Atlanta. Oops. I didn't mean to borrow that, but hey ho. These are getting busy. busy as fudge. Put another vehicle. Oh, we don't have enough money. We're going to need to put another vehicle on those at some point. Hopefully we should start to see some steel making its way down to the machine's factory shortly. Right, so we put the one on for Birmingham, which is probably going to be... Oh, no, they only want 19. Ignore me. What is going to be the main one? Atlanta wants 78 machines. Sorry, Fontana wanted 78 machines. Atlanta wants 30. North Las Vegas 56. Okay, they're somewhat even. Hello there. So what I might do is continue this round. It's purely for looks, really. I don't think anyone's actually going to go out this way. But then... it should allow us to connect in down here. Sorry about my microphone. It just is the way it is. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I enjoy streaming it because I enjoy playing it. Let's have a little look here. If we connect this in down here, we could then potentially have a line come out here, and this could connect up down this way. There we go. So now if we put a road connection in, we could probably put in an exit here. Damn, it's not got enough money. And that could take them down to... how many hours do I have in this? Too many. How many thousands of hours? Yeah, too many. Yeah, I genuinely don't know. Do I want to put in an exit? Because ultimately they probably just go on to these and then make their way down. I don't want to use one line just to deliver it, just in case we want to distribute out at this point. I guess we could put them through and then they can use whatever line is free. That would work. So this would be fill load any machines down to here. Use any of these. You're literally just going to be unloading machines at this point. Whoops. machines we decided was brown, I think, so that should work there. We just have to actually put some vehicles on it, so I'm just going to buy 3 to begin with and put those on that line. So the vehicles take machines down from this point down to the distribution centre for Henderson. We only have one stop at the moment, but we might actually need to put a second one in. How are the tools looking? Oh, yeah, it's getting more and more spread out, which is good. That's what we want. So if we put in a connection there, we could probably put in one here, and then have that go to number 3, number 4, fill load any, and pick up any of the end goods. And then unload here any of the end goods. And then if we just pinch that name from the other one, and this is like a navy blue, purplish colour. So if we pop that on here, I mean, that's a very dark, I think it is purple. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to go with purple. The jury's still out, but I'm going to go with purple. Pop that on there. Colour those as well, so we know which line they're on. This one might need some more vehicles, but to be fair, it's doing a fairly good job at the moment. How much of the food is getting to Henderson? 100%, so until more is needed, I don't think it's necessary. We'll probably want this to wait a fair bit longer though. Right, we're starting to get some machines there. It's essential when you want to. Thank you for complimenting the naming of the lines and things. It's pretty essential when you have more than 10 lines in the game. It just gets a bit ridiculous having line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you don't have some sort of naming scheme or a naming convention, it makes it practically impossible to work out just from the line picker to know what is what. So yeah, I definitely do enjoy categorizing them a little bit to make sure that we can understand from that particular view what is what. Otherwise, it would just get chaotic, too chaotic, far too chaotic. For my liking. A little bit of chaos is okay. Too much is just, especially in a game like this, it just wouldn't really work. But yeah. How's this doing in terms of supplies? Hold on, we're getting 99% from mobile. That's across the map. That's alright. I'm pretty happy with that. That's working better than I thought it would. It's always nice to have a bit of a surprise when it works better than you expect it to. Spaghetti's lovely as long as it works. If it doesn't work, then it can be a headache. But no, everybody, you gotta love a bit of spaghetti. It's if it's spaghetti and it's not moving at all that it's a bit of a problem. So we've got. Okay, these look like they're actually waiting for. Oh, the first of our machines are getting here. I bet they've all gone on to... So we didn't actually get enough machines on one line to fill a truck. All the other ones are on the other line, and it's still not enough to fill one of these trucks. So I'm just gonna let that one go, because otherwise it would just wait eternally to deliver those machines. Right, I think it's time we actually connect in Atlanta over here. We've got a tools factory here that we could potentially make use of. So if we put in a station down the way, we could potentially hook it all up. That's admirable, having no 180 stations. That does make things a lot. So you play with no spaghetti. What if it's spaghetti that works? Like if you've just got a busy track, like this track that I've got here. It has what, about 7 different lines at the moment running through here. But I wouldn't say it's too busy. Safe to say I never used terminal stations. Yeah, so I definitely do. I definitely do use terminal stations. It's if I had to have a turnaround on every single station, I mean, I can see it's an admirable challenge, but I don't think I could do it. I think I'd be ripping my hair out. But maybe it's worth a challenge at some point to do that. I can admire the commitment to it if you're doing it that way. So you only use the pass-through stations like these ones. And then if you need to go the other way, you do a loop at the end. I'm guessing, rather than having crossings like this, so where the train comes in facing one way and then just magically turns around, which I can see why it gets you. To be honest with you, stations like this isn't that unusual, but they would have like a way to decouple the locomotive and then turn it around and then just push it rather than pull it. But yeah, I can see how this just magically turning around is part of the game. It wouldn't work if it had to be forced to do it that way, but I can definitely admire the challenge. You should see my 16 track 32 lines cargo hub. I tell you what, I mean I have been using terminals for a long time, but I've had ones where you connect like 3 or 4 fully packed out terminals into like a triangle, and that way you can transfer all sorts of cargo, and it gets really crazy. But yeah, I can admire you. The 180 is definitely magic. It's magic that I'm going to accept at this point. Excuse me. You know what? In honor of you, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try with this one. So for Atlanta, we'll do a loop at the end. In fact, I might just do a loop back. And then we can have a pass-through lane here. Oh, why is it bridging? Surely there's not that much height difference here. Let's lower that down. I can't even lower it any further. Huh. Is it because this is going up or something? Hold on. We'll fiddle this to get it right. I've inadvertently built on a hill. Here we go. Right, which way do we want as in and which way do we want as out? Probably the first one coming in could be here. I'll do a little bit of a run up as well. And then, oh, we've got a nice little opportunity here for going underneath, actually. So if we take that off, work that in there. Oh no, I feel like this has been a new part of the most recent update, is that it sometimes just doesn't want to connect in the correct way that you intend it to. Here we go. That is the way. I can fully appreciate where you're coming from with this. Although I've been building the other way. So maybe my next map. Maybe my next map. No train will cross another on opposing track. Fluidity is the key. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And stopping a train is wasting money. Absolutely. Right. So if we're going to be delivering down here, well, first off, we need to do a line through. we'll use both sides if we want to deliver. That should be perfectly fine. Oh, hang on. I want to go to Fusion with Flip first. There we go. So we use number 3. We can use number 4 if we have to. That was the food one. Let's do the same here. Number 3. Use number 4 if you have to. And then we just need some few stops to make sure everything moves. I feel like this might slow things down a little bit, just because the corner's quite tight. What's the track speed here? Ooh, 35, but it's alright. It's a lot slower over here, 31. Wow. It'll be fine. Right, so we need to build a line in. Actually, let's quickly... Machines... Atlanta. I should rename it in your honor. I should rename Atlanta to Abitibi. Abitibi? It will serve a discharge from the main line. It will help. It will help keeping movement going. In fact, I'm going to call this the Abitibi. A-B-B-I-T-I-B... No, 2 T's. T-I... B-B-I... cargo pass-through. There you go. You will eternally be in here in this save. RBTB. Right about that. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us on this one. You're absolutely welcome. Let's just put in a cargo stop here. Every contribution is welcome. Let's have a little look. I wonder, Abitibi, have you ever done a full map all based on roads? No trains, well, very little trains, and all trucks and road vehicles. I tell you what, it crunches your computer, that's for sure. Makes the computer cry. 158 trains at 1898. That's quite a lot of trains, especially considering they're, I mean, I don't want to say slow, but they're not the fastest ones early on, are they? You play the game for trains. See, I play for all. I think the road tools in this could do with some work. Having a little bit of control in terms of priority and setting up like traffic lights would go a long way, in my opinion. But it's been a while, but I did have a game where I had the entire map have a motorway network, or sorry, highway network, depending on how you see it. Proper 3-lane motorways all the way across the map. And some of the stuff that Cities Skylines has done is beautiful, but at the same time, there's certain things that just breaks it, which is such a shame. But no, I've been playing a little bit of Cities Skylines recently as well, and it's not quite there in my opinion. Like, it's not quite polished to the level that you would expect from Colossal Order and Paradox, but they'll get there. They will get there. It's only a matter of time, and they've been doing some really good work towards it. Lanes, not line. Yep, absolutely. So having a node on each lane of the road rather than a node just for the road. Some of the stuff that they've done with that sort of thing is really nice. But at the same time, some of the AI where it just randomly changes lane, it breaks everything. It's just it's annoying because I want to enjoy it, but in the playthrough that I was doing, I'll probably get back to it at some point. It just felt like, I don't know, some of the road tools are really good, but others just turn around and just punch you in the dick. Like, literally, there is a few things more painful to watch than some of the stuff that goes on in Cities Skylines. So, it is literally just a case of, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and when you can't control pedestrians from crossing the road other than having traffic lights that are really broken. I know there's a few mods, I need to look into them a bit more, but it's so painful trying to work with it. They need a vanilla solution, especially where they're actually trying to make an effort with having like road signs so you can put in stop signs and what have you. It's great that they're trying that, but it almost feels like they've only gotten half of it in there. You need to be able to control traffic lights to be able to have split phasing and things. I've used the traffic mod on Cities Skylines 2. I've played a lot of hours in Cities Skylines 1. I don't know whether I've played more in Transport Fever 2 or Cities Skylines 1. That would actually be really interesting to take a look into. But I absolutely love Cities Skylines 1. But equally, that game has its own pet peeves. I mean, every game is going to have something, up with it. But stuff like, it feels like there's certain elements in Cities Skylines 2 that really got improved upon over Cities Skylines 1. And then there's other elements which didn't necessarily get improved, they just got sidestepped. And yeah, I don't know, like, if the city that I've built in Cities Skylines 2 most recently is quite dense, and it seems like if you use density to really have a dense city, it just breaks everything because it's so many people. But equally, there's probably people out there who have made it work, and my hat goes off to them. It really does. I love the series. I love the franchise, I should say. But there is a certain level that I've gotten to with it, and it is difficult to to keep going with it. But yeah, no, I love all these city builder games. It's just a case of, at the moment, I just fancy coming back into Transport Fever. I enjoy Transport Fever so much, and that's why I'm playing it at the moment. So I use the traffic mod. Admittedly, before that, completely vanilla. The last time I played Cities Skylines 2, before this most recent playthrough, before that, mods weren't available, and I just wanted to kind of get an idea for how they've done with actually updating the game, sort of the vanilla package, before jumping into mods. But admittedly, not having Traffic Manager Presidente Edition is just, it leaves a lot to be desired. You know, like the fact that you can turn off no right turns or no left turns, it's great, but I want to be able to do that per lane basis. Personally, they took a real leap forward with having individual nodes on each lane for the motorways and for the various roads. But it just feels like they took a step forward on the other bits, but they didn't quite get there completely. I'd really love to do a bit more of a deep dive into like a post-mortem, so to speak, or just a current scenario of Cities Skylines 2 and where I think it is, because it's come a long way since release. To be fair, like I don't know whether it really should have been released in the state it was. Obviously, I'm a person that would love to have a game to play through a game. I'm not too worried about if it's early access or something to be able to enjoy it. I don't mind. Like another game that I've been really enjoying recently is Manor Lords. I haven't actually played it recently, but when that first came out, I loved it to pieces. And holy moly, look at how much money. I'm going to pause the game because I've got way too much money. It almost feels like I've broken the game, but I haven't. I could push it very far in the genre since I have never used 25% of my PC chipset. The Ryzen 3990X has some serious power. Like you, I am very perfectionist. Absolutely. Like, Cities Skylines 2 community has legitimate reasons to be mad at Colossal Order. I think the problem is, like, so my background is in game development. I'm not in the industry at the moment, but that's a different story. But with these things, when you're developing a piece of software or a game, and I'm not going to defend the state that it was in, because quite frankly, it was at a level that, yeah, like it just seems like it needs a lot more polish before it should have seen the light of day. But That it is the way that it is. But you will always have the people who are, hey, it's good to meet another. Yeah, I did game design, so picking mechanics apart and working on the actual gameplay aspect of things is really what I enjoy. But anyway, it's good to meet someone else who's. What I would say with, as you may well know, you probably know, if you're a 3D animator, you get to a point where you know the company above, or the investors and what have you, like you need to release at a certain point. Um, it's all well and good for a lot of companies who can potentially sit back and polish a game until it's really, really, really what they want it to be. And if they've got the money to do that, then more power to them. But I'm not going to say that Colossal Order or Paradox are small fry, but ultimately it's still an investment that they've made. And no, absolutely, it is for the players, but there is a business there. It supports, you know, hundreds, if not thousands, of people on a daily basis, and ultimately, if those people aren't paid, there is no game. I can, absolutely get where you're coming from. It's the game needs to be to a certain level for the players to actually enjoy the game, actually play the game, actually invest in DLC for the game or expansions. But at the same time, yeah, I completely get where you're coming from. It is tricky though, because Paradox and Colossal, they're not at that level. They're not. They're big in city builder sort of terms, but in terms of you know big companies like Rockstar, Take Two, Bethesda, they can't push a game too far to say, you know what, it's not ready. It's not ready. We even saw it with CD Projekt Red. Ultimately, these are great companies that, unfortunately, the scope of what they want to put out is more than what they can sort of achieve in the time frame that they're given. And at that point, there are the game industry, as you're probably aware, can be quite vicious. Like, it can be very, very cruel. And if they're not able to make money, then they might not be a developer for much longer. It that is just the industry that it is. So was City Skylines 2 ready for release? I would say no. But at the same time, am I happy that it exists? Absolutely, I am. Absolutely, I'm glad that it exists, because ultimately it's a franchise that I love and enjoy, and I know that they will put in the effort to make it to where it needs to get to. But yeah, it's been an awesome stream. Thank you for joining me. Abitibi. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but I'm gonna head off. I've got work in the morning, so I'm gonna get off to bed. But yeah, it's been really enjoyable. Thank you for joining me. Hopefully you'll join me again. If not, no hard feelings. It's absolutely fine. It is a vicious world in the gaming industry. It absolutely is. Yep. No, absolutely. I prefer smaller studios too. But ultimately, it all comes down to whether those developers can then be paid at the end of the day. You know, we all work to live, and ultimately, while I know lots of people in the industry that would want to be able to make games exactly the way they want and not have to worry about it, it's just the way it is. But yes, thank you for joining me. We managed to get the machines up and running, and I think the Atlanta line is starting to. Oh, it's still en route. It's still en route, but we are making stupid amounts of money at this point. I need to spend more of it, so I think that's what we'll do next time. Is we'll spend a lot more of it. Until next time, have